Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Ask Pastor Keith. Today we're coming to you from the NPR. And today's question, Pastor Keith, is, I know it's not ideal, but what is a good version of a 2-minute evangelism?
All right. I think we have to talk about the assumptions about the evangelization. Bible doesn't talk about evangelization, and Jesus commanded us to make disciples, and it is assumed that person is a follower of Christ already. And how does that happen? Word evangelization we get from Greek word is evangelion. Evangelion means good news that includes the messenger who brings the good news. Good news includes that. Person who's been touched and become a follower of Christ. For a person to have that experience, what we call conversion, they found out it takes at least 7 good touches from believer or church experience. So when we talk about good 2-minute evangelization, it assumes that conversion happens within that time, or one presentation or something like that.
Sure.
And especially in the West, we think about tools like 4 Spiritual Laws, which was wonderful actually, and bridge illustration by navigators, evangelism explosion, and those questions. But those are posed to have certain worldview and the change of mind in that. That's not the way to go about it. Jesus says one of those who are delivered want to follow Jesus and said, no, go tell everyone what God has done for you. That is the essence of what we call evangelization. It's telling a story of your life. It's not theological juxtapose of something. And for instance, if you tell somebody, if you were to die tonight, would you go to heaven? And somebody can answer, I don't believe in heaven. I believe in karma. Then you have to deconstruct everything, and you get into this philosophical worldview issues and all that. That's not what is supposed to go. Evangelization is not the right approach. We are bringing our good news, and we are only telling our story of what God has done in my life before Christ and now under His dominion, and what has changed and what we are experiencing before the Lord. That prerequisite of that evangelization is that you have a true and real experience with God.
Sure.
Not cognitive stimulation or intellectual discourse, but something that really happened to your life. That's the writing of Paul. Paul talks about how wonderful God is, the riches of His glory and mercy and all that. He just often busts into praise in the middle of sentence. And because he has that experience with the Lord that cannot be contained in theological presentation. And so I think it is important for us to experience Him and reflect on His glory, and then be able to tell your life story to the people. So 2 minutes, if that's the only time, 2 minutes say, hey, before Christ I was like this, but because I met Christ, I'm here, and I have changed. And your experience in 2 minutes, if it's possible.
Great. Thank you for that response, Pastor Keith. And for all of you that would like to hear more answers from Pastor Keith, please go ahead and like and subscribe the channel, and you can get more answers from Pastor Keith. Thank you.
All right.